just like the ones I used to know. How's it going, all? You're watching Three-Way Plays, and my name is Patrick. Today, I'm going to show you a special building, I guess. Since it's getting closer to Christmas, I'm going to build a present. So building this present, I'm going to have a few different techniques to try to get things to work, because it's not going to be a straight building with the foundation side by side. I'm going to have to kind of manipulate a little bit of the building, and I'll explain it as I go on. Some of the stuff that I'm going to use is not going to be the things that are going to be final, like the walls. I'm just going to use what I have that's stored, and then I'll change it later. So first I want to build my foundations. I need to build the walls for the present, and I don't want them side by side like this. That's not even side by side. Come on, man. I don't want it like that, because my intention is to have the package with a ribbon going up. And if they're all the same size, it's not going to look good in my opinion, so I'm going to not do that. So how am I going to get it to where this stuff is going to be even and fit in with itself? Stairs. Stairs are always your answer. So I'm going to plop down a stair on the foundation, just like that. So why am I doing that, right? I want a half a space in between the foundations. And what I do is I'll put a stair down. I'll put a half floor like that. I'll put another stair down. And then I'll put my next foundation down to where it connects to the stair. Just like that. Now I have a half a gap in between my foundation. Just remove everything, and I'm going to place this down so I can get two more foundations that kind of look like this. So that way I can have like a plus sign in the center or something like that. Like that. If I find that when I start to try to take the stairs away that the foundation is too high up and it won't let me do it, then I'm just going to remove, probably come from this side and build over there on that side. But whatever, it doesn't matter at this point as long as I can take it away. Yes, awesome. Okay, we're doing good so far. Now these foundations really are not important, other than the fact that I need to build off of them so I can have my walls facing the outside. That way I can color them so they're sticking outside. Now we're going to place our walls. Now like I said, I've already got a bunch of these. I'm just going to change them later because I don't really like the look of them when I'm building something like this. But for now, since I've got 34 of them stored, I didn't want to use any extra mats. Anytime that you do these kinds of builds, I recommend always sticking with the door frames, because they're the ones that you can remove the floor out from underneath of in order to do stuff like what I'm doing now. And it's a lot better doing it with the door frame starting out than it is going back through and switching everything. I want my walls to have their interior facing out. I'll go ahead and build one up because I'm going to make it 2 walls tall. What am I saying? I'm going to make it 2 walls tall. So if you're building along with me, don't mind the bunny hat. But you should have something that's kind of similar to that. So far, so good. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're not going to be able to get a wall in between because you can't get the foundations to snap. Very astute. Remove all your foundations. Okay, so once you've got that layout set up, we need to put the walls in between now. I'm not going to be able to just get my floor to line up where I need to. It just won't do it. If I'm off center, it might go green or something like that, but if I'm out here, yeah, but I need to get this edge on the other side, and for the most part where I put it's not going to let me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at where I need to have it, because I want this one dead center, because this is going to be my door. The other 3 sides, they don't really matter if they're lined up perfectly, but this one I want to make sure looks the best, because when I put my door frame there, I want it to look even. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of visualize where the edge of my foundation is to the wall itself with the stud. So I need to make sure that when I put my next floor, or how I'm going to do this, over on the side, I would match up with it. Probably doesn't make sense. I'm going to shut up. We'll just go. So if I put it there, obviously it's not going to match up right. So I need to move it over. Well, I can't move it over from that point, so I'm going to put one there. I'm going to get rid of this one. And then I'm going to move it over where I think, roughly where I think. And then I'm going to try to line it back up with its ghost of the floor the best that I can. And if it's not perfect, it's okay. Now I'm going to snap them together. I am off some. I don't think that it's enough to allow me to move it where I need to move it. But maybe it is. See how like it was able to turn green and I was able to move it like that? Just another little thing, I guess. I don't know. A little quirk of it. Alright. I also want it recessed. I don't want the wall even with each other. I want it kind of recessed a little bit. So I'm going to pick the floor back up a little. I'm going to move it in just a hair. If it does turn red on you and it messed up, just back out, pick it back up again, and move it just a little bit. Little tiny movements. Probably still not enough. I'll show you another little thing too that you can do if you're having problems. So it's not working right for me. I don't want to mess with it anymore. So I'm going to put one on the other side. I'm going to take that down and I'm just going to move this one just a little bit where I think that I might want the frame, the door, or whatever. Again, using the ghost to try to line it up the best as possible. It should recess in a little, hopefully. Now, I'm not going to be able to put my wall there the way that I want to. It will put it with its face out. But it won't set it the other way. So how do we do that? Good question. Go to your turrets. Another friend to the builder is your flamethrower. Set your flamethrower down, turn it on, let it destroy the wall. We're going to pick it up, move it to the other side, do the same thing. So a little side note, if you hit disarm, you're going to have to repair the flamethrower, which is going to cost materials. If you go into your build and you hit the store button and store it back in your inventory, it fixes it and it doesn't cost you any materials, and you can place it down and it's full again. Okay, now that I got my walls destroyed, I'm going to go back to my walls. Now I should be able to flip it around. And it's recessed in a little bit. And that's what I want. It is almost perfect. I think it's a little off on one side than the other one, but I'm not gonna complain too much about it. It's fine. I'm going to need to do this for the top ones too, but we'll worry about that a little bit later. It shouldn't be so bad once I get to that point. I need to get these other three walls with this wall like this. The other three walls, I'm not going to really worry about lining it up as much as this one. I just wanted to do this one because it's going to be the doorway. If you are inclined to do so, then by all means do it. Otherwise, you do what makes you happy, I guess. And since I know I need to go in a little bit, I'm just going to go ahead and push it in. It's not going to matter if it's lined up perfectly, even on the height. It's all for looks. That's a little better. If you have the floor farther back just a little, it's not going to cause you a problem to where you have to destroy it with the flamethrower, but it will have slight gap in between it. It won't merge into it as well as that one did, so you can use either technique that you want. If you don't care so much, then just push your floor back just a hair and it'll be fine. If you do have it back far enough, then you can still put it on top too, so that works as well. If you do have different techniques to kind of achieve something like this, and you see that I'm spending way too much time or I'm putting too much effort in, go ahead and let me know down in the comments. Let me know what I'm doing wrong with this, but otherwise, I'm continuing on. I don't need these destroyed anymore, at least for the time being. I'm gonna go ahead and repair them. All right, to get my last wall, I will need to get up there and destroy that one. So I'm just going to put another floor, set of stairs, and a floor. Now, I will tell you, don't connect any floors to these walls like this. You'll have to tear the floors and the walls down to be able to remove the stairs and the floor. Sorry, did I say floors at the beginning? Yeah, so you don't want to connect a floor to the wall at any point. If you do, it's going to just cause you a little bit more work. So that's why I'm only using the half. And now I've got my wall. So I need a floor. But if I use the floor to snap anywhere onto this structure, it's not going to line up. I'm going to have foundations running into each other. It's not going to let me fill it in. So I'm going to build a floor that's not reliant on any of the walls. So how do I do that? Well, I want to find my center mark. So I want to take that off of this one. This is my center mark because it's the best wall that I've made. And I'm just going to build in. The only way for me to be able to do this is to line it up the best that I can. I am not in the center. The only one that I'm off one is this one. It's not going to line up with anything else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to line myself up with the way that that bar is going the best that I can, if I can see over there. And I'm just going to walk it to where I think I'm in the middle of the opening. If you're not sure, it's not that bad. I'm going to drop it down just a hair because I know I'm going to be too tall. And now just build off of this all the way around. Now we have a floor and we have our present that's sitting on top of the floor. I like doing it like this because it makes it look like, instead of it just being floors on the outside, it's kind of like sitting on a platform. I think it makes it look neat. Next fun part, let's do the roof. So I need to get up to the roof without connecting any floor or stair to the structure right now. They really need scaffolding in this game. Here comes the nightmare. So when dealing with the roofs, your friend, just like you have the door frames on the walls, your friend is this corner roof. It will snap on to some roofs that it normally wouldn't snap onto, which it allows you to do this. If I tried to do the flat roof, like say over here or something, it won't snap to the outside or anything like that because I have another wall in the way. It'll snap to those, but it won't snap to the center one, and I need it to snap to the center one. So once you get the outside one snapped, then just remove it. Now you have one in here. Well, you don't want that one, right? So we're going to change it. Hit your store button, go to replace, and now you can place down the flat roof. Now I'm going to run into a problem, and that is going to be that if I put a third roof here and I get it to snap into place, it's going to overhang, and I don't want that. So how am I going to handle that? Well, I'm going to have to use the same flamethrower trick on the walls that I'm going to do here. So I'm going to show you something else too. Since these walls are not technically sitting on anything, these roofs don't want to cooperate. So if I try to remove it, it's not going to do anything. However, like I said, with that angled roof, you're going to go back into it, change to it. Now you can take it away. So now that I've got on the other side, I'm just going to go ahead and put this down as a flat roof. It's going to allow me to remove that. Now I'm starting to kind of get to the point where it's going to start to work. So after I've got the two on the inside like this, I'm going to have, what I've done is I've placed 4 around on the outsides. It doesn't matter really what wall you put it on. They're going to overlap once you get them to lay in here. So what I need to do now is I need to switch these back to these and bring out the good old flamethrower again. Okay. So now that I've destroyed it, the game doesn't really recognize that it's there. I don't know why, I don't care, but I'm glad that it doesn't. So once you get the center one destroyed, and now you're able to put the 2 other angled roofs on, you can go ahead and switch those back to being flat. When I go to switch this one back to being flat, it's going to lay down on top of it. But before I do that, I'm going to just go ahead and get this one destroyed. I'm just going to do the same thing on that side. Switch them all back to being flat. Like that. I'm going to be able to cover up both ends. Now I need to be able to cover up the centers here. The roofs won't really line up evenly, but that's all based on how you have your walls down below too. They do stick up a little bit, but it's not going to drive me nuts considering what you have to do here. So I can't get this to snap on the center one, right? Change these back and give them a little destruction. Now you can snap that one on. If it doesn't snap, it's because of these 2 that are sitting here in the center. So we're going to need to destroy these next. And yeah, you're going to start to see it turn green. That's okay. Just keep really digging in with this stuff before the game breaks. Now, if I did everything right, I should be able to snap just like that. So now I've got that one. I've got it laying flat. I'm almost done. I thought I was done, but my brain just doesn't work right. I got to destroy this roof once again, and this roof, and probably this roof. Once you have that taken care of, go ahead and put your final roof down. Now I should be the final roof, and you can go ahead and place it down as a flat roof. We need to repair everything and go in and switch them all to the flats. You have to make sure that you cycle through to the angled one and then back to the flat, because otherwise, if you just look at it and it looks like a flat roof, it may or may not let it go down. So if you have a problem with that, make sure you swap it back and forth. So once you've completed it, it's going to be something like this. It's going to look like it's all patchwork, but at least the roofs do not hang over, and they do complete it. Now we're going to change all of our walls back to regular walls. Now that we have our box, we have our present basically made. Now it's time to go to wallpapers. You can use any 2 colors that you want to. Just make sure that you have one color for the ribbon and you have another color for the box itself. I'm going to use blue for my box. Then we're going to change it to red, and we're going to put red up the center because it's going to represent the ribbon. You can kind of see how it is. Like I said, I would change the walls around because the corners, they don't look the best like that with that wood. If you have a better looking wall, you can always change it to, and I'll kind of give you a little bit of an idea. You just go in, hit your replace, find a wall that would have a better ending or a better corner. It's not perfect, but I think something like that looks better than up there. If you have a better idea, go ahead and let me know, and maybe I can give it a shot and see how it looks. Not too bad, not too bad, not too bad. But it's missing something. It's missing the pain in the neck of a build. It's missing the bow up top. I need to make sure that when I build this bow that I'm as kind of as center as possible. That's kind of what I want to do. You do not want to attach anything to the roof up top. You want to do everything in your power not to touch the pre-existing building. Cannot stress it enough. Once you attach something, you're just going to have to tear it all down pretty much. Or get to the point where you can actually remove what you've done if there was a mistake. The only thing that you really can attach to that you don't have to worry about is going to be the foundation. It's the only thing that's not going to be part of the structure that you have to worry about. All I'm doing is I snap the floor to that center one right in front of the door, and I raised it up enough to where when I do what I got to do up top, I'm not touching the roof. That's very important. And just build 2 sets of stairs. And I got to build my scaffolding again. So once you get up top, we need to line up the floors. So what I did was I bumped it out I know I've got 2 there, and then the one over there, but I need to be able to build off of it like so. And check where I'm going to be at. I think I will be... No! I'm falling off the building. You need to make sure that it is too wide like this. That way we can get the bow to do what we need to do. Once you have it set up like this, then we're ready to start building this atrocity. Disclaimer, I will tell you that this will not work with just the regular set of roofs. You have to have a set of roofs, probably purchased or obtained somehow, that has all 3 of these roofs in one section. Because you have to change roofs in this scenario or in this build. In this, I only have these 2 roofs. It's not going to work. I need to have all 3 of them. I'm going to need that one as well. And since those 2 are not on the same line, I can't switch to it. So when I put a roof in, I can't go. So you do need to have a set of roofs that's going to have all 3 roofs in the section. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to place down a half wall. Then on top of the half wall, I'm going to place an angled wall, an arch. It's right now I'm going to do this on both sides, but the first side I'm going to do it on is going to be facing towards my stairs. My stairs is the front of the building that lets me know where I'm at. After that, we're going to go ahead and put our roof on. And I'm using the haunted house roofs. Okay. Now, I'm not able to remove these. That's fine. I'll show you what to do after that. Then we're going to switch to our arches again. And we're going to put one there, facing outwards, so that way or the interior's facing outwards, so that way I can paint the wall, and put one over there. Now, how am I going to get rid of all this, right? This is where it's important to be able to have the ability to switch the roof. We're going to replace the angled roof with a flat roof on both sides. It allows you to remove your center arch. And then all you're going to have to do is just remove that. Now I've got these 2 roofs here. Can't remove them, right? Switch them to the angled roof. That's why you need all 3 of them in the same category. Because if not, you can't do that. Now we're going to do the same thing, only for the other side. My next thing. Top half of the bow is done. But you might ask yourself, Patrick, why didn't we just use a regular wall, a doorway, and then just put the thing on top and then remove out from underneath it? It won't let you. If you put this there and then you put the half wall or the angled wall on top of it, you can't remove that wall out from underneath of it. So now we need to do the underside of the bow. Go to your half wall, place it down. You want the outside of the wall facing outward. Place it down. You're going to go to your roof. You're going to place your angled roof there. And we'll go ahead and place the other angled roof here. It won't go away, right? And I can't have that. So we're going to change this roof down to a flat roof. I don't know why. It just does, okay? I'm going to switch back. These roofs are going to stay here. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the steel roof. It doesn't really matter. I just want, when you look at it from underneath, you don't see the shingles. Okay. Once I have it like that, then I'm going to go back to my walls and I'm going to use the undersides like that. So once you have it set up like that, I've got my roof underneath. I've got my outsides done. Now all I need to do is my top. To get my roof on top, I need to do a little bit more destruction. So I'm going to go back over to my turrets. I'm going to place my turret here. Since it's angled, hopefully I can destroy both roofs in one go. Awesome. Okay. Now that both roofs are destroyed, By all means, if you want to keep it like this without the roofs, then do so. Not that big a deal, but I'm going to show you how to connect this and complete it to where it's all enclosed. Too bad you can't color the roofs. That would have been really nice. Place a roof on the outside because it won't do anything else. After you've got your one that's on the outside there, then you're going to be able to place the one on the inside. Then you just remove the one that you have over here. If it doesn't let you take it, you're going to have to switch the roof. Find the one that will let you take it. Like that. That's why you need to switch through. Once you get the one side set in, the other side will snap to it because as it goes down, it will snap to make a V. So you don't have to worry about building it to the other side. Sometimes I forget about that, but whatever. We're going to continue on. Go ahead and repair. Remove your flamethrower so you don't lose it. My last part that I need to do is I need to put a wall on both sides here. Remember how I told you to take your turret? Well, I wasn't ready to stop yet. You're going to put your turret back in here. We need to destroy all 4 roofs. If you place it in the right spot, you can do it in one go. Okay. The thing with walls is they will not set on a lower end of the roof. If you have an angle, it won't set on the lower end, but it will set up at the upper end, and when you set it there, the inside faces out. So I need to get roofs like this. We're going to put our roof in. It's going to allow us to put our wall, our bigger wall, like that. Switch this one back down to a flat roof. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Do it to the other side. So you're still building with the doorways because it allows you to still remove things underneath of it. Now, we're just going to repair. Repair. Switch this one to a solid. Go to the other side. Repair this roof. Don't forget about your fire turret. And repair and then switch this one. The bow, I believe, was red, I think. Make sure I got all sides all the way around. Okay. Now the bow is completed. We're going to go ahead and remove all of the floors. And there you have your package. You get your bow up on top. You got your building underneath that you can build in. And it's sitting on a platform to where it doesn't look like it's just sitting on extra foundations and floors. So as I finish up with this present, I'm going to go ahead and stop here. I do hope you enjoyed this. I enjoy making these little builds. Keeps my brain just going. But I do hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know if I've done something where I've added a step that I didn't necessarily need to do. Also, let me know if there are other builds that you would like to see done, and I will do what I can to try to get to that point. But otherwise, I want to say thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Take care.